Brought to you by Penguin.
Azadi by Arundhati Roy, read by Shaheen Khan. Introduction. While we were discussing the title of this book, my publisher in the United Kingdom, Simon Prosser, asked me what I thought of when I thought of Azadi. I surprised myself by answering without a moment's hesitation, a novel. Because a novel gives a writer the freedom to be as complicated as she wants, to move through worlds, languages and time, through societies, communities and politics. A novel can be endlessly complicated, layered, but that is not the same as being loose, baggy or random. A novel to me is freedom with responsibility. Real, unfettered Azadi. Freedom. Some of the essays in this volume have been written through the eyes of a novelist and the universe of her novels. Some of them are about how fiction joins the world and becomes the world. All were written between 2018 and 2020, 2 years that in India have felt like 200. In this time, as the COVID-19 pandemic burns through us, our world is passing through a portal. We have journeyed to a place from which it looks unlikely that we can return, at least not without some kind of serious rupture from the past, social, political, economic and ideological. The last essay in this collection is about that. Coronavirus has brought with it another more terrible understanding of Azadi. The free virus that has made nonsense of international borders, incarcerated whole populations, and brought the modern world to a halt like nothing else ever could. It casts a different light on the lives we have lived so far. It forces us to question the values we have built modern societies on, what we have chosen to worship and what to cast aside. As we pass through this portal into another kind of world, we will have to ask ourselves what we want to take with us and what we will leave behind. We may not always have a choice, but not thinking about it will not be an option. And in order to think about it, we need an even deeper understanding of the world gone by, of the devastation we have caused to our planet, and the deep injustice between fellow human beings that we have come to accept. Hopefully, these essays, all but one written before the pandemic came upon us, will go some small way towards helping us negotiate the rupture. If nothing else, there are a moment in history recorded while waiting on a metaphorical runway before the aircraft we're all in took off for an as yet unknown destination. A matter of academic interest for future historians. The first essay is the W.G. Sebald lecture on literary translation, which I delivered at the British Library in London in June 2018. Much of it is about how the messy partitioning of the language we knew as Hindustani into 2 separate languages with 2 separate scripts, now sadly and somewhat arbitrarily called Hindi and Urdu, in which erroneously Hindi is associated with Hindus and Urdu with Muslims, presaged the current project of Hindu nationalism by more than a century. Many of us hoped that 2018 would be the last year of the reign of Narendra Modi and his Hindu Nationalist Party. The early essays in this collection reflect that hope. As the 2019 general election approached, polls showed Modi and his party's popularity dropping dramatically. We knew this was a dangerous moment. Many of us anticipated a false flag attack or even a war that would be sure to change the mood of the country. One of the essays, Election Season in a Dangerous Democracy, 3rd September 2018, is, among other things, about this fear. We held our collective breath. In February 2019, weeks before the general election, the attack came. A suicide bomber blew himself up in Kashmir, killing 40 security personnel. False flag or not, the timing was perfect. Modi and the Bharatiya Janata Party swept back to power. And now, only a year into the BJP's second term, through a series of moves that this book...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?